I'm here with Elisabeth Isaksson, Head of Regulatory and Compliance at Soft2Bet. So compliance varies broadly across the world, but how do you ensure compliance when marketing a new product?
First of all, study the local regulation carefully, understanding the Marketing Act within that country, understanding any additional regulations such as responsible gambling regulation or similar, and then consult with local councils to really understand and interpret that regulation correctly. Having people that come with the local expertise of that market in order to format it in a proper way, and also any additional guidance given out by, for example, industry organization is very helpful, not just to have compliant marketing, but also responsible marketing that ultimately builds that consumer trust, which is what we're looking for in order to penetrate the market successfully.
And you operate in highly regulated markets like the Nordics, but how has Soft2Bet navigated these regulations for operators?
Similarly, there we study the regulation very, very carefully. We have an expert team, and that expert team works closely with the local councils and with the rest of the organization. We collaborate with all the other departments very, very closely in order to build a compliant product. And then we also look at what are some overlapping areas in terms of regulation between the jurisdictions. So going into Sweden, for example, it was a proof of concept for then going into Denmark. And then we can look at other markets where there are similarities. For example, we're going into Greece very soon as well, which is a market that has similarities actually with the Nordic regulation as well, including the Danish SAFE. So it helps us when it comes to market expansion as well.
And how do you ensure that your software caters for both B2C and B2B providers?
Well, running a successful B2C business is obviously not only good for us as a company, but it also serves as a proof of concept when we look to attract potential partners. We can show that we have a compliant product, we know how to operate successfully and profitably within those markets in a compliant and responsible way, and that way we can build our business in both the B2C and the B2B sector.
And how do you manage to anticipate compliance alterations when strategizing for emerging markets?
We have to watch those markets very closely, watch the regulatory changes, also watch the political landscape because it has a great influence on the new regulation and what is going to happen. And it also, understanding the political landscape is important to understand the stability of that landscape, because if you have a landscape where there's a strong political influence towards more and more restrictions and the politicians have the ability to implement new regulation very fast, that could be a complex market to get into. So we're looking both for stability, similarity with markets we already operate within too, and what is the complexity of the regulation and does it allow us to ultimately be successful.
Elisabeth, thank you very much.
Thank you.